Hello, everybody. Whoa, my voice. Set a bubble over it. Hello, everybody. Happy new moon. Happy Virgo season. Welcome to the message. I don't know about y'all, but I have been going through a shift. I've been going through a shift the last few days. I have not felt this kind of energy in a long time, where I've just been feeling like major need for rest, deep rest, and just like hitting a wall where it's like Spirit's like, nope, you need to meditate, you need to lie down, you need to replenish. And it feels like just this convergence of timelines where something's collapsing into something new, which is really exciting. So that's what I'm feeling right now, and this energy in general just feels like it wants to sit here for a minute for a lot of you. I feel like it wants to sit here in this space. This is a tricky energy. It's a tricky one, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna move into this. So, Spirit, what kind of energy here does the collective need to know? What do we need to know from the animal spirit deck here? Turtle. So it's funny, I went to do a reading for you guys the other day, and the turtle came out. And it's like I couldn't get through the reading because of just the energy. It was just so intensely heavy and difficult. But we have turtle, otter, cobra, reverse, and dragon here. Okay. A lot of animal cards coming through. I'm gonna pull some Citadel cards for you as well. Citadel, the Citadel. There's an energy here of needing to allow yourself to just be you at this time, like in whatever you're feeling, wherever you're at, just allowing that to be. You don't have to try to put anything on or try to show up any way other than what you are right now. Even if you're feeling tired, even if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling depleted, that's okay. That energy is perfectly valid. And if you need to show up in any way, anywhere, for any reason, let yourself be seen that way. It's okay. Totally okay. What wants to come through for this collective spirit in terms of the Citadel? The Citadel. The Citadel. What would like to come through for these lovely people, these lovely, beautiful souls? I'm already starting to get some messages, but we're gonna take these ones. There's a lot of cards coming through. Holy, okay. Okay, so from the Citadel, we have the Spy Master reverse with this crow here. Knowledge and distrust, the Orator, communication and confidence, and the Thief, seizing the moment, selfishness in reverse. We have the Diviner, divine timing and evaluation on the bottom of the deck. So, my beautiful collective, you have been on a journey. You've been on a long journey, the hero's journey, in a lot of ways. I get with the otter that you are such a beautiful, sensitive, innocent, playful soul. You're such a child at heart. But with the Cobra reverse, you've had to go through some very tough lessons in this life, is what I feel. I feel that you came into this life maybe expecting things to go a certain way. Or maybe you always did. Maybe from the time you were young, you expected life to be more playful, more fun, more idealized, right? Like more of this flow, more of this dreamlike kind of thing, like what you see in the movies kind of vibe, right? The perfect fairy tale. But it's like the reality has been that you have been through a lot of really difficult cycles, a lot of really difficult lessons that you did not intend to get yourself into, but they were always part of your path nonetheless. With the cosmic egg here on the bottom of the deck, the cosmic egg talks about completion, and the eagle's right underneath it. So with the eagle reverse here, difficult karmic cycles, right? Very difficult karmic cycles being moved through to reach this level of spiritual mastery, spiritual completion. And I feel like on the surface, like this is what people probably see you as, is somebody who holds a lot of wisdom, holds a lot of spiritual knowledge. You might be seen differently by people. Like people just feel like you have the answers, and you do in a lot of ways. You've learned the answers in so many ways through these trials and tribulations you've been through. With people, places, and situations that have been, like, not gonna lie, like you've dealt with thieves, you've dealt with some people who are just very, very slippery, some people who are very dark, like very in their shadow, very confusing, very heavy energy. And you've been tied up in a lot of these stories because your story was always to learn the lessons from them. It's like you were always meant to, I'm picking my blue kyanite here, which is with the throat, speaking, the throat chakra. I'm getting here with the orator in between. It's like you were always meant to tell your story. You were always meant to be a leader. You were always meant to be somebody who spoke, wrote, communicated, something through your speech, something through your communication that could only be communicated by going through this story, by going through these lessons, by going through these difficulties with these people. And with the diviner here, it's like I feel that this is very spiritual in nature. It's like you are teaching people about magic that the world doesn't always see or doesn't always accept. The mainstream world does not always accept this kind of magic that you have, this kind of spiritual journey you've been on, this hero's journey you've been on. And maybe there have been times where you felt like it's not even valid. Like, am I making this up in my head? Is all of this just for nothing? But there's a very clear story here, because then we get to the dragon, where the alchemy is that on this journey here, you've become stronger and more empowered than you ever probably imagined. It's funny because we get to that point and we don't realize how far we've come sometimes, but it's like if you actually looked back at everything you've been through, everything you've learned, where you are now compared to even where you were like a year ago, a couple of years ago. I'm about to get a confirmation burp. Look how far you've come. Look how you've slain the dragon and become the dragon. This powerful being with authority, strength, power. So it's interesting. I feel like some of you here came here to almost be like spiritual, like what I said, like spiritual authorities, to be people who come here to really reveal people's shadows, or reveal shadows and systems that are not of the light, that are not in integrity and honesty. I feel like with the thief and the spy master reverse, it's like, yeah, knowledge and distrust and seizing the moment and selfishness, like, yeah, I just get that you've dealt with some real weirdo kind of like sinister energies, maybe that maybe you've been the person who's spoken truth to these situations. Maybe you've been brave enough and held the integrity to really speak truth to something that was like injustice, or that you just saw so many people in a family system, or in a friend group, or in a workplace. Maybe it's even bigger than that. Maybe it's like a legal system. Maybe it's like something really big that you have you've brought like the light, the conscious light of day to it, and you saw these systems harming people in so many ways without them realizing it. But maybe it was just accepted by normal, you know, by the average person. Oh, that's just how the system works. That's just how that family is. That's how those people are. That's just how it's always worked. So yeah, you kind of just have to put up with it and like sacrifice. But you, I feel, came in and said, no, like there's a better way here, and we can't just allow this shadowy behavior to continue. And I feel that you've really cleaned something up. It's like, and at the same time as cleaning it up and bringing light to it, you know, planting these seeds here, planting the seed of the divine, planting the seeds of truth into situations. It's like you've probably gone through a lot of your own karma for this too. You've probably gone through a lot of your own shadow, a lot of maybe people really turning on you, betraying you, trying to hold you down, hold you back, trying to keep you from speaking the truth, trying to keep you from revealing things that don't want to be brought to the light, right? But that need to be. So I feel that you are such a spiritual warrior in this sense, and that you've been on a very long, very difficult journey to get here. So if you're still dealing with this kind of energy, which you probably are to an extent, with all of these cards coming out, with the, you know, if you are the teacher and you're the leader, you went through this for a reason. You went through this to learn how to be able to deal with this in whatever purpose you have here. Again, the orator, the diviner. You are a leader, you are a speaker, you are a teacher. Maybe you do divination, and you teach people, in whatever you're doing, you teach people how to access this very deep divine truth within themselves. Even if they don't see it immediately, it's subconscious. They feel it through your presence. And it's like, this was like your initiation. This journey's been the initiation. Every step, every difficult moment, every time you've spoken the truth and you've remained steadfast in your truth, it's allowed you to just continue to climb this sort of like ladder of, again, like spiritual authority and leadership and power. You strengthen every time. You become somebody who is more and more trustworthy, somebody who is more and more like in your humility as well, I feel. Because you've learned what your limits are, and you've learned where you're more limitless. You've learned to swallow things, transmute things. You've learned not to give up, even when the odds have been stacked against you. Even when you've wanted to be, you know, this otter here, right? Even when you've wanted to just have an easy life, have fun. Why can't it just be like how I see everybody else living, right? Just easy and ignorance is bliss kind of vibes. And you still have that. Maybe you still are able to access that, but it's like you've had to be strong. But this is the path of the leader and the teacher, right? Sometimes the greatest leaders, sometimes the greatest teachers, sometimes the greatest spiritual warriors, sometimes the greatest peacemakers, the greatest light workers can't really be like the rest of the masses. They can't conform. You're meant to walk a bit of a solitary path, a bit of a challenging path at times, because this path is the path of the greatest reward and the greatest growth. And it's also the path that will awaken the most others as well to walk their own paths. You're a trailblazer. You're somebody who like throws the stones out of the way on the unbeaten trail, the unwalked path, right? You're a leader. And that's what leaders have to face in humility. But it's an honorable role. So let's get into tarot. Let's get into tarot and find out more about this energy, to find out what some of maybe your challenges and opportunities moving forward are here. Actually, let's start with this Divine Abundance deck. shall we? I want to see what your opportunity is here moving forward, and then also what your challenge is. Opportunities and challenges, because those are kind of the two sides of the coin, right? We have an opportunity in every moment, and we probably have a challenge in every moment. So Spirit, what is the opportunity for this collective with this energy, where they're at right now in this process, whether they're still in it, whether they're working through this, or whether they feel they're at a level of completion? Because again, this kind of is like a new moon reading, I guess. I'm doing it on the day. So something new is beginning here. What's the opportunity here moving forward, Spirit? What's the opportunity? Inner power. Give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. The lion. I've been seeing lions everywhere. So yeah, like this is now a moment where you are, I feel, being led into this clarity. And like I said at the beginning of this video, the energy right now, it feels like there's a lot of like, well, at least for me, definitely like an inner tower moment happening where there's a lot of old stuff crumbling that kind of came out of nowhere, ready to be purged, ready to be sat with, ready to just be like honored and released. And if you're going through something similar here at this time, I feel like we're at such a transition point. It's like, I feel the reason for that is because you're being guided to kind of clear all the noise, especially with Virgo, right? It's like clearing space, clearing the clutter, getting clear, getting organized, so that this clarity can emerge where you're able to actually see, again, like this dragon, how far you've actually come. When I spoke about that earlier, you're meant to see how far you've really come here, how much power you have really accumulated. And this power might not look like a lot on the outside. It often doesn't. Spiritual power is an inner job. It's personal. It's the battles that you have faced behind closed doors that nobody else knows about. It's the ability you know you have from experiencing those battles behind closed doors that nobody else knows about. Even if you don't look on the surface like you've been through a lot, you know what you've been through. You know what makes you the dragon. You see yourself, because that's what this is too, the solar plexus. Being able to see the self clearly. Seeing the glimmer in your eye again that may not have always been there, that little twinkle, that health, that vitality, the power. This is the opportunity. You're being shown this power right now. To celebrate it, to honor it, and to know that this is what you're working with in the coming cycle, in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. There's a power growing within you, an even greater one. And I just feel here with the cosmic egg on the bottom of the deck, I feel that a lot of you are closing this out. I feel like a lot of you are closing out a really difficult chapter. The difficult part of this, I feel, is over. And although every cycle is going to have its difficulties, its challenges come up, I really feel that this next cycle for you is going to be something that you've never experienced before. So if you're feeling feelings right now too that are foreign to you, that feel a little bit like your system's out of whack, well, it's because you're adjusting to a completely new chapter, a completely new timeline, something that is so brand new to you that it's like seeing for the first time again. It's like being born into the world for the first time again, a total rebirth. So it's normal. You just got to ride the wave. 555 is a big number. I've been seeing a lot too. Big changes, big timeline jumps. So what's the challenge, Spirit, here for this collective? In this. What's the challenge? Sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. And change on the bottom of the deck. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. I don't really think I even need to explain that much. Sacrifice is the challenge, right? Sacrificing, and like I said, getting rid of everything that does not serve you any longer. The challenge here is moving through and using your inner power as the opportunity to clear away what's no longer serving you. Because what's coming next requires that you make this space. And also, if there's anything you've lost, right? If there's anything that you have perceived to have lost in these cycles you've been through, because again, I see that you've really been, it's a very 5 of Swords, very 7 of Swords energy. And I feel like so many of my readings in the last few weeks have had that in it, talking a lot about, you know, very toxic situations with people who are really taking advantage. If that's been happening to you, or if that's happened to you during any of this cycle or these cycles, this journey, which I'm sure it has if you're watching this far, to some capacity, just know that by sacrificing and letting go of what you've lost, making it sacred, because that's what sacrifice means, Spirit is setting you up for something so much more fulfilling and valuable. Like whatever you've lost is going to be replaced. You have the capability and the power to rebuild it. And maybe this time around, whatever you've lost, you know, it's like they say, like if it was meant to stay with you, if it was meant to be for you, it would. If it's been lost, then it was never meant to come with you. It just wasn't. And so we have to let ourselves sacrifice those things. We have to let ourselves let go and let the change occur. As scary as that can be, that unknown space, I've heard it described as, you know, when you're jumping from one ship to another ship in life, you know, you're jumping off the sinking ship, let's say, and you want to get to that ship that's going off into the sunset to where the destination you want to go. There's always that space between where you have to like jump in the water and swim to the other one. And in that space is like the waves and the tides and all these things are tossing you around, and sometimes you think you might not make it. And there's all this space and there's this like depth under you and darkness. It's like you don't know. You're in that space of the unknown. And that could be where a lot of you are too in this transition phase. You've completed something, or you feel that you're close to a completion, and like the cycles are overlapping where it's like a new cycle is coming in and you feel it's starting, but it's this in between. It's like in the Venn diagram, that like between phase where it just feels a little confusing maybe. Very Piscean. The eclipse in Pisces coming up here in a couple weeks could be very significant. The lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 7th. Something really big could be illuminated. Or that could be a portal where something really big gets sacrificed, because Pisces is also about sacrifice and letting go of things that are really illusory at the end of the day, surrendering to something greater. And that something greater for you is this inner power and this great spiritual change that's occurring. Again, 5s are super significant. 555. I feel like if you're seeing that number, this is definitely confirmation for you. 7s as well. 777. Lion, elephant, tiger here. And yeah, sacrifice is painful, you know? Letting go of something can be painful. It can feel like something's being so ripped from us, from our hearts even, a part of us, but it's always for the greater good in the end. And we can never really lose anything now, can we? It's always with us in our hearts. The experience, the lessons, the memories. And then we carry it with us. We carry the essence of that into the present moment in our futures. Everything comes with a cost. I actually had an interesting reframe today, because there's something in my life that actually today I just found out, like it's a pretty big loss for me. And it costs, it's a big cost for something that feels very unjustified. But the message I got today was, think of it like it's tuition. It's like tuition for you learning boundaries and discernment and knowing that you'll never do that again, and knowing that now you have the power to rebuild on your own. It's like paying the tuition. It's like paying the tuition essentially for the school of life. And I liked that. I really liked that a lot. That's kind of the sacrifice, right? It's like You might be losing something, but it's like what you've gained in this process is so much more than what you've lost. And it's just about remembering that. So let's get into the tarot. Finally. All right. Well, let's go down to it. The floral tarot. Because I feel like we need some beauty here, right? What do we need to know about the coming days, the coming kind of weeks here, this new cycle for this collective? Three of Pentacles, okay. Queen of Pentacles, okay. Two of Cups reverse. Judgment, the Magician, and the Two of Swords. Okay. So what I'm immediately seeing is there's definitely some kind of balance coming in here, some kind of rebalancing. When it comes to maybe your finances, maybe when it comes to co-creators and collaborators in whatever capacity, whether that's co-workers, co-writers, it's relevant for me. People that you work with on a certain project, if you're in business, business partners. It feels to me like there might, in the coming weeks or in this coming cycle, be, well, I see there's definitely a healing here, and there's some kind of, for some of you, an opportunity for healing through joining a community and working with a community towards something in the tangible physical realm, like working towards building something. For others of you, I see though too that there could be some kind of judgment coming in terms of a group, like there could be some kind of like actual judgment. I just heard it in like a legal sense, some kind of judgment or some kind of conclusion coming in to do with some kind of group project or some kind of workplace, like some kind of work involved situation where there's been like a group of people working towards some kind of something in the physical realm. So that's businesses, workplaces, family projects, shared resources, all that stuff. So that could resonate for some of you. And then I'm seeing there are like really beautiful new opportunities here for some of you to start businesses, but also for some of you to just have this whole new lease on like your routine, your schedule, feeling balanced in that and feeling like you have time for everything that you want to have time for, like being able to kind of do everything that you need to do with that Queen of Pentacles, right? Because she's the provider. She's able to kind of, she's the mother who provides all, right? She can put food on the table. She works, she's a career woman, she really loves her family and she's very generous and she just kind of has this well of abundance to give in that sense. And with the Magician, it's like balanced creation, the ability to create whatever you desire. So I feel that within that realm, especially with Virgo season being an earth season, Virgo reminds me of the Queen of Pentacles a lot, that archetype. So it's like I feel there's going to be an opportunity here for you to really just organize your life and set it up in a way that feels like you are prepared for this new cycle coming in, to build something really solid for yourself, again, especially if you're coming out of life, or out of life. Don't know how that resonates for some of you, especially if you're coming out of a life or a cycle where there was a lot of loss and a lot of sacrifice. I feel Spirit's really giving you an opportunity to rebuild that here and to just have a fresh, clean slate. For some of you here, Two of Cups reverse, Two of Swords. I'm getting there might be a dilemma here about whether you should keep or let something go in your life. There's a relationship that some of you are really struggling to decide, like, should I keep this in my life or should I let this go? And you're maybe getting a little bit over analytical in your mind about it, or you're overthinking it, or you're just trapped between two options that are maybe equally as good. Like maybe there's a dilemma you're having when it comes to a relationship. Like maybe you're even having a dilemma on trying to choose a direction. Like maybe it's two jobs that you're wanting to choose, or two paths, two equally emotionally fulfilling paths. But for most of you, I feel that there's something that you're feeling off about, maybe a relationship, like could be one of these relationships that was in this cycle before that was very challenging, that just needs to end, and you're maybe having a lot of anxiety about how to do that, or you're not sure how to do that, even if you know you should. And maybe you keep going back and forth where you're like, oh, like maybe it's fine, maybe I can leave it, maybe it's not affecting me that much. And then there's this other side of you that's like, no, we need to get rid of this like immediately. And you're having a tricky time figuring that out, but I feel that that answer is revealing itself in the coming weeks. And I feel with all of this beautiful energy just before, like I'm seeing so much yellow and green, like solar plexus and heart. It's like you're building something. There's much greater opportunity here for something to really be created through the heart that has longevity and sustainability for you, and that feels really balanced, and that there's like a community in. So this relationship to me, especially with it kind of being like tagged on the end of these cards here, it tells me that something about it almost feels like it wants to just reveal itself to you, or resolve itself to you. And yes, I feel there is something you may have to do, you may have to act on to make this happen. But okay, 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, okay. Isn't that beautiful? Look at those. I think that's tulips. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely not something to really fret over, I feel, as much as you may have been fretting, because I feel like there's this sense that you're maybe very used to doing everything on your own, or you're very used to holding the fort. You're very used to like setting everything in motion, making everything happen, or having to protect yourself. Otherwise, like the other shoe is gonna drop or something's gonna happen, right? That has lasting repercussions. Like that's the feeling. And so maybe right now a lot of things are going well. Maybe you know you're at the end of this cycle, of a big cycle here, and you know the hard part's over for now, and that there is this brand new cycle opening up, and you can feel this healing, you can feel these new opportunities, you can feel that there's finally hope on the horizon. But it's like you're still holding on to the pain of the past of these relationships, and this is what's wanting to be sacrificed. This is what's not. I feel the confirmation for it coming. So yes, for a lot of you, it might not even necessarily be like the actual relationship in the present needs to be let go of. For some of you it is, but for a lot of you, I think it's more the memory. It's like the energy you're carrying from this, the energy you're carrying from this, like being used to being betrayed, or being used to lacking trust, being used to things not working out with people. It's like letting go of having to hide, like with this Two of Swords here, the mask. See that mask? It's like letting go of needing to hide from your relationship with life, your joy with life, because this 10 of Cups here on the bottom is telling me like it's safe now. Like you're getting all the abundance in this new cycle. You're in a place with the cosmic egg too, like the 10 of Cups. These are huge signs of completion. These are huge signs of like fulfillment, and a moment to look at that fulfillment and look at that completion, and to have joy in that. So yeah, I feel Spirit saying like that's naturally going to loosen for you as you focus on allowing this change to unfold, and as you allow yourself to just be in this abundance. Let the new opportunities come in, and take care of yourself. Like in this space right now that's feeling like the energy might be lower, or like things are rearranging themselves. Take care of yourself now. Take the focus off the past and off these relationships that weren't working, that aren't working. I feel it's safe now for you. And this is dissolving now in this new time and cycle. 100%. Playing with this elastic right now. Maybe it's like you guys need to play a little more with your hands too. Like get more physical, and not like physical as in, because I'm not feeling like a high intensity physical thing. Maybe for some of you it is, but for a lot of you, I just feel like you need to let yourself just sense the world with your hands and your feet more in gentle ways. kind of want to get a closing message now, because I feel that's the message. It's pretty simple. It feels pretty grounded. Like, it's not getting too into the depths of anything, but this has been a tough cycle for you. Like, I feel like this is just confirmation, and congratulations. This is a big congratulations to you. I feel like that's what I want to say. Congratulations. Congratulations for making it through this, because this is not easy. And life is a never-ending journey, right? Like, we never reach this like end point where it's just all over, but you're at one of those points where you're transitioning from a really difficult time into something new. So it's like the vision I'm getting is just this really like slow, super interesting. The first thing that just came to my mind is like a layover, like when you have a layover between flights. I've never actually had a layover between flights, but like the vision I just got is when you get off the plane and you have that time between to just kind of like take your time, like enjoy looking at the shop, sitting at the restaurant. Maybe you have a friend or family member that you're just chatting with. Like, there's nothing to really be done other than to just kind of like wait for the next flight and to get on it when the time arrives. Not about procrastinating or trying to avoid it, but it's about, you know, like knowing like this is your time to rest, rejuvenate, you have some time, and then you're about to get on the next flight to go to the next destination, which is really exciting. What's the final message for this collective spirit? Maybe some of you are literally traveling right now. Maybe some of you are literally watching this in that layover between. That would be really funny. Yeah, that's literally the energy, like layover. This is like a layover, that Venn diagram crossing image. It's very, very that space. Like, yeah, you're not supposed to be like jetting through the air and going right now. It's supposed to be that like, just chill. I feel like some of you are trying to like escape the airport right now. Like, some of you are trying to like find a way to get like on the plane faster, like find like a private jet to get on to like get where you're going faster, or to just like leave the airport entirely. And Spirit keeps like, I'm getting this image, like Spirit keeps being like, no, come on, sit down. Let's go back over here. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna just rest. You're gonna just enjoy yourself. Like, there's like a forcing. Maybe you're not used to that. I feel like a lot of you aren't. You're used to almost being forced to like get up and go, but it's like, so you're saying, no, like, you need this moment. Okay, what have we got here? What have we got? Collaboration of souls and cozy up with risk. Wow, okay. So, and your past supports your future as the underlying energy. So, very cool. Look at that, that's blue and red. So it's like throat chakra and root chakra, earth and like ether. So exactly what I was just saying, I feel for a lot of you, like, you have soul family coming in soon, or like like-minded spirits coming in here after a period of maybe really trying to like, maybe at one time, like, again, these people in this past cycle that you had to learn these hard lessons with, they felt like they were your soul family, they felt like they were your family, maybe they're your literal family, biologically speaking. I need a sip of coconut water. Don't know why I needed that just now. Hydration. We need some hydration. And I feel my voice is very tired, so some of you might be feeling that as well. But I feel like in this new chapter, whether you see it or not, there is so much new collaboration and energy coming in. Like, again, I was saying, like, this new cycle feels like it's foreign to you. It feels like it's an energy you've never experienced before. And I feel like the people and like the situations and the places and like the soul alignments and just the like serendipitous moments of running into people, like, I feel like it's going to be things you've never experienced before, and people you've never experienced before, and energies you've never experienced before, like the mixing of your energy with these people's energy. It's just going to feel like, it's going to feel like going to school for the first time is the vibe I get, like going back to school for the first time, or like that first time that you it's just very first time energy. And it's like something's being built with these people. It might feel like it might feel, and this might feel risky to you here, but this cozy up with risk here, it might feel risky for you to open yourself up and be vulnerable, again with this Two of Swords and Two of Cups reverse as well. It might feel like risky for you to open up and be vulnerable with these people, or to let people see you again, or to open your heart, but like you'll know now. I feel you have the discernment now to feel and know, because you've been through this cycle. That's the reason you were in this cycle before with these other people, these toxic, weird people, is because you hadn't been through a cycle to know and discern that they were not for you. But now that you've been through that, you do now know. Now you have learned the lesson. So now you're making room, and the diviner, like, you have learned this magic, you've learned so much spiritual knowledge, and you're ready to share it. And like now these people you're meeting, it's like they're going to be able to support you in what you're doing. You're going to be able to build those things that you always needed the collaborators for, those things that you're like, I don't have the skill to do that, but somebody out there does. Like that person is gonna find you like at just the right time. It's like I'm seeing people like meeting on vacations. Like I'm seeing people like, oh, it's confirmation ribbon, this coconut water, maybe somewhere tropical. Maybe you're going somewhere tropical if you're in that layover right now. Like meeting people on vacations, meeting people at retreats even. Maybe some of you are going to a retreat and you're going to meet someone really significant there. That has happened to me. Someone, like people you just don't expect it. And maybe some of these people too you're going to meet, and at first you won't even realize how significant they're going to be to your life until they become so significant to your life. And yeah, your past supports your future. Exactly what I was just saying. Like you would have never been able to get to this point if you hadn't been through this cycle. So you're on your way. You're just in the airport, just waiting. But it's not even just waiting, because you get to enjoy that process as well. Spirit's saying rest up, get ready, because life's about to take off in a way you've never seen it take off before. The change is real and very inevitable. That's your message. I'm going to leave it there. I love you very, very much. Happy new moon in Virgo, everybody. And I will see you in the next one. Love you lots. Take care. Bye-bye.